Fashion Emergency Hotline.
Help! I got rid of all my clothes.
Breathe and explain.
During Fashion Week, everyone looked fantastic, so I decided I needed a new wardrobe.
Well, strut to Old Navy.
Old Navy?
Yes, they have gorgeous floral tops and super on-trend pixie pants to turn your sidewalk into a catwalk. And right now, pixie pants are just $25.
$25?
Yep. Right now, pants and tops at Old Navy are 30 to 50% off.
30 to 50% off? Amazing. Thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank Old Navy. Valid 9/15 to 9/23. Excludes denim and active pants.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Charvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Charvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, and welcome everyone to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia. But guess what? Heard all across the world wide web. Hello. Welcome to all those that are joining us, that are hanging out on the phone lines, those that are listening in from Facebook, listening in from Twitter, listening in from Instagram. Of course, those that are listening in from Charvette.com. We love you guys. Those that are listening in from our mobile app and all of our broadcast stations, we say thank you so much for joining us for another phenomenal show. And listen, I got to tell you who we have on the lineup today. So hanging out with me, my first guest who is ready. She's hanging out in the virtual green room, enjoying some virtual snacks, and she's going to be coming up to the mic momentarily. We are really excited and honored to feature another author. You know, we love the authors here on the Charvette Mitchell radio show. And we have Andrea Davis that is joining us. She is CEO and founder of Life Movement Empowerment Ministries, LLC, which really serves to empower women, men, children, and families. She is also a new author. Her first book is out. It's available right now on Amazon, called Deputy for Christ, a working journal and guide for spiritual warfare. You're going to get to hear all about it today. And she will be receiving her doctorate in psychology with a specialization in mental health administration this year. So a lot of big things going on for this author and minister and empowerment coach and social worker and certified life coach and all of that, and you're going to get to hear all about it. But listen, then you want to stick around and hang out for the second segment. Touch a neighbor, say the second segment. We are excited to have back to the show, friend of the show, David E. Lucas. He is joining us, and listen, he is not your typical teenager, and now we want to say young adult. He's been preaching since he was 13. He started a charitable organization at the age of 15. He published his first book at the age of 18. The book is called It's Dark, But I Can Still See the Light, which is a motivational book that really aims to encourage teens to pursue their passions and their success, even if you have to face challenges. And so David E. Lucas is joining us all the way from South Carolina. He'll be with us in the second segment. So this is what we want you to do. Jump on Facebook, jump on Twitter. Tell them what you're listening to. Say, hey, you need to be checking out the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show right now. You need to be listening in. Send them over to Charvette.com and tell them, listen in. Post it on Twitter, post it on Facebook. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right on in to our first segment. Again, Andrea is joining us. Andrea Davis. Book out, Deputy for Christ, a working journal and guide for spiritual warfare and awareness. It's a daily devotional. It's a working journal that really provides the reader with support to get through tough situations. And without further ado, I'm bringing her up to the mic right now, live on the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Welcome, Andrea. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Charvette, for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, you are welcome. You are welcome. So let's jump right on in. So first of all, thank you so much for jumping on Facebook Live just a little bit ago. So those that are listening because you saw the Facebook Live, we're waving virtually at you. Hey there, hey there. So tell us, how did you get into really the area that you're in of really trying to help people and empower people? What caused you to move into that area?
Well, just a little bit about my story. Growing up, things weren't always as stable as they should be. There were some difficulties growing up. So, between my mother and my father. And I learned at the age of 28 that I couldn't blame my parents for their choices because, we have to be taught certain things to be parents. And there were things that happened between me and my sister when we grew up that made things rough for us. So growing up, I knew that initially I wanted to be a veterinarian. And a fear of failure caused me to change my major, and my second choice was psychology. And now, kind of hindsight is 2020. Since being in the field of psychology, I know why God sent me that way, because I had to help and give a voice to people, children, women that have gone through some of the similar things that I've gone through, just dealing with issues from childhood to adulthood and having unresolved issues from those things. It makes sense for me to be in this field, and I actually received my healing through being in the field of psychology and mental health, and I've been in mental health for going on 19 years. I love it. I've been in regular social work, general social work. I've been in clinical social work. I've worked every population from pre-K to adolescent boys, adolescent girls, and now I work with children with special needs, with disabilities. So my passion is just families and helping people. And if I can just do one thing to help a family, then I feel like I've done my job. But it just comes out of a need to want to give back, to want to support, because I've overcome so many things that some people don't even know about or care to know about. I've overcome abuse. I've overcome domestic violence. I've overcome rape and molestation. So I've had to face so many things, and I've overcome those things, and I've been able to face the things that come out of it, the adversities that come out of it. So, it really speaks to my life and my ministry that why not help someone else that's dealing with the same thing that I dealt with, and show them that you can get over it, you can get past it, you can walk in your healing, you can walk in your forgiveness for things that have happened to you. So I'm just grateful. I love mental health. I love working with a person and helping them rebuild emotionally. That's just my niche, and I love it.
Helping people rebuild emotionally. That's powerful. That is powerful, because a lot of times I think people shy away from mental health, and most of the times it's just because it's like, well, what do you do? What do you say? What kind of help does the person need? And so I think it's incredibly powerful that you, like you said, have overcome things, and so you're able to help someone who is going through some of the things that you have been through. That's got to be a lot more effective versus someone just kind of going off of maybe what they learned in a textbook, but you've lived it and you've walked it out. And so when did you start your ministry? When did you get started, with Life Movement Empowerment Ministries?
Actually, Life Movement is in its grassroots. I'm still kind of in the building process of Life Movement, and it really just comes out of my passion to want people to know that they can accomplish things. I mean, I'm a single parent of 5, and a lot of people look at me and say, whoa, you're getting a doctor, you're a single parent of 5. How did you do it? How are you doing all these wonderful things and you're a single parent of 5? And I'm just like, well, you can do it too. It requires balance, it requires structure, it requires consistency and perseverance. So it's really just a matter of, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? And what are you going to do to get to that point? And not allowing certain things to disrupt you. Because the reality is that there are going to be issues and situations that come along to disrupt you, whether it's self-inflicted or not. These things are going to come along. But are you still going to stand in the gap for yourself, continue to pray, to continue to pursue continue to persevere, continue to work towards your goals no matter what. So I just have a drive in me that won't stop. And I try to impress that upon other people. So, and I want my children to see that, despite our situation, you can accomplish whatever you set out to do. Because no matter what, you're judged for being a single parent of 5. You're judged for being a single parent of 2 or 3. And then
of 1.
People, yes, exactly. And people expect certain things from your kids. They expect that you're living in poverty, or they expect that there's trauma coming out of your family. They don't expect that you do well. They don't expect that you just, that your family has this stable faith. And I'm just like, well, my family does. I mean, every family has its quirks, has its issues. But I've tried to create an atmosphere for my children that shows them despite whatever you go through, you can accomplish. There are no excuses. We don't live in excuses. We don't live in I can't, and we don't live in regret.
Ooh,
mouthful.
Those are not. We're not living on those streets. We are not living on those streets. Listen, if you just tuned in, hey, welcome. You're checking out the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. We are in an author spotlight with Andrea Davis, yes, founder of Life Movement Empowerment Ministries, LLC, and author of Deputy for Christ, a working journal and guide for spiritual warfare. So let's talk about how you transitioned to writing this book, which is in a journal format. How did that all get started?
Well, the book has actually I have been writing for over 10 years. The book had really been in process for over 10 years. I had just been compiling the writing, whether it was the poetry, whether it was the journal portion. I had just been compiling things over time. And you know what? Seeing other people go forth and do what they set out to do really does motivate you. And it really makes you question yourself or sit back and say, I have this in me. Why haven't I done it yet? And so I finally just said, I compiled everything together that I had written. And then as I was writing, I started doing the prayers of activation. So I added that piece because I think it's important for us to know that we have a voice in prayer. And that regardless of when you think that your prayers are hitting the ceiling, that God does hear it. He hears your prayers and your tears. He hears your prayers in your heart. So those prayers of activation really give a voice to our prayers, but it also shows us that we have to take authority over the enemy and his plans to destroy us. And so that portion became more important to me and more valid to me as I was beginning to write about each different section in the book. I felt that it was important to add a prayer of activation because you have to begin to speak against the things that the enemy has planned and disallow it or denounce it. And then the other portion of Deputy for Christ is because I have a mental health background, because I love psychology, I love working with people, I love doing therapy, I love just helping people understand how to work towards their healing. That's where the journal portion comes in. I make you do the work. I feel like we all have a responsibility to ourselves and also to God. If we are praying to God and asking him, hey, God, can you help me with this? Can you help me overcome this? We have a responsibility to do the work towards the healing too. So that portion of the book, the journal portion, is really just to make you sit down and think and just kind of provoke that thinking in you of where you need that area of growth in. So that part is important. And the poetry is just this creative influence that I've done over time. I've written so much poetry. And the poetry just kind of came out as I was writing the book, talking to my daughter. I just started, saying different poems. And I was like, does this sound right? It's just like, yeah, it sounds great. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it in the book. And it's just for creative influence. But it's also to get that person to creatively think about where they can place themselves with God. So
right.
Christ is important for me because we're all servants in some way, form, or fashion. Even people who don't believe or think, question whether or not there's a God, in some way, form, or fashion, depending on who you are and depending on what you do, you're serving in a way. You're serving someone. You're helping someone. And Deputy for Christ is just really about putting ourselves in a strategic place to become effective servants, but also to become effective ministers in the gospel. But what I like about Deputy for Christ is that it's not going to just reach the person that's a believer. It's going to reach that person that's a non-believer as well, or a person that's questioning whether or not there is a God. You know, it's really about understanding where you are and understanding that you have the power to overcome whatever issue that is holding you back and stifling you from moving forward.
All right, there you have it. There you have it, listeners. And it's available on Amazon, and people can pick it up there. Are there any other places they can pick it up, or is that the main place you want to send listeners?
Yes, the book is available on Amazon. You can get it at Barnes & Noble and other bookstores. Book launch as well. Go out and get it. It's on Kindle version. It's also on paperback. I do encourage people to get the paperback version because you can use this in faith-based counseling. You can use it in regular mental health counseling. You can use this in book clubs and kind of work towards whatever that topic for the night is. So I do encourage that because you can write in it. You can save your notes and stuff in it. I appreciate the Kindle sales, but I encourage people to get that paperback version because you can really just take down the notes and go back to it and reference them later on. So that's an important piece for me.
Okay. And so let's talk about the spiritual warfare part of the title, and it's actually second chapter in the book. And so how are you defining, or how do you explain to some people that term may or may not be familiar to everyone, or so how are you describing that?
Spiritual warfare is just really, for me, being able to put yourself again in a strategic position to address in prayer the things that you need to address, the things that you need to speak against, the things that you need to pray against where the enemy is trying to kind of bring issues of depression, guilt, frustration, anger. It's really just putting yourself in a strategic position to stand in the gaps between what is going on in your world and then how to connect that to God and speak against everything, to pull down the stronghold, to fight against the enemy. So that's what spiritual warfare is for me. You know, standing in the gaps for myself and for others, interceding and petitioning God and letting God know that I'm here and I'm open and I'm receptive to whatever you have for me, and letting the enemy know that you're not going to stand for any of his wiles. You're not gonna stand for any of the arrows and darts that he's going to throw at you. And really understanding the purpose of wearing the full armor of God when you're doing spiritual warfare.
All right. There you have it from the author herself. So let's walk through some of the chapters and sections. Of course, we won't give all of the details because we want listeners to pick it up, but because there's a lot of sections in the book, and so I really like how you open up. You have a beginning prayer, and then you talk about how to use the book, which you covered a little bit here. And then there's a section, that says listening for God. Listening for God. What is covered in that section?
Listening for God. That section is really about giving God the option. Being in a position to hear. I feel like people can listen and hear. Like, you have the ability to hear. If God has blessed you with an open ear, you have the ability to hear. And I think an important point to make is that a lot of people listen to respond. They don't. They listen to reply. They don't listen to understand. And God is already hearing us and interceding for us, and we can have a conversation with God. But I think that it's important to marry the two. That sometimes you have to listen to other people. You have to listen to God so you can be able to listen to other people. As a deputy for Christ, you have to be an active listener, and you have to be able to hear God. So we want to be able to put ourselves in a position to hear God's voice, and I think that listening is so important in prayer. I think that when you are in a position, you're in that prostrate position, and you're praying to God, and you're you're going through your emotions, just that silence of being able to hear God, because he does speak. It's a still small voice, but he does speak. And he, again, like I said earlier, he hears our heart. He hears the prayers in our heart. He hears the prayers even in our tears. But my biggest thing is that, listening, like I said in the book, listening requires and implies that there is an intent to follow through with what a person needs from you. And we know that God does that. We know that God does that. We know that the human side of us may not be able to do it. We expect it from people here on earth to listen to us and have the intent to follow through with our needs, our wants, or our desires. But the ultimate source for that is through God. Because the reality is man or female or whatever, they're going to let you down. Man, the Bible tells us to not to trust man. And of course that's man and woman. But, we have to be able to listen and trust God. And to be able to listen to God, you have to trust him. There's an element of trust that has to be in that. If you do not trust him, if you do not trust that he will deliver you, if you do not trust that you'll overcome, if you do not trust that God has you 100%, it's going to be hard to listen because you're going to be clouded by every other judgment in your mind. You're going to be clouded by every other thought, feeling, emotion that's going on in your mind. So you have to be able to connect that listening to the trust that you have in God. You cannot lack in trust when you're listening to God.
You cannot lack in trust. All right, listen, you are getting some nuggets today. Let's go through a couple other sections. There is one section that says overcoming negative experiences. What's touched on in that section?
Overcoming negative experiences. Well, I have a whole bunch of them throughout my lifetime. And like I said in the book, negative experiences shape you. Negative experiences from your childhood, they can damage you. They can damage your ability to function emotionally. They can really shape your ability, again, like I say in the book, to trust and believe what people say or do. Negative experiences cause you to be depressed. It causes you to be oppressed. And if you don't know how to cope with certain things, if you don't know how to get through those certain things, if your brain is not functioning correctly to get you to cope with these certain things, these negative experiences, you're constantly in this fight or flight situation. You're constantly, in this alarm situation because you haven't dealt with, negative experiences. And you always feel like you're in this place where someone is going to let you down or someone is going to discourage you, and you begin to interact with people based on those negative experiences. So it's important to work towards, overcoming those negative experiences because you make what's really not a reality of a negative experience, you make it a reality with your interactions with the world. It's going to govern how you work. It's going to govern how you, it's going to govern how you deal with people in ministry. Negative experiences in a relationship, it's like, when you're in ministry and you're in church, it's a growing process. Any relationship is a growing process. And if you cannot overcome these negative experiences or work towards the healing of these negative experiences, you're going to continue to stifle yourself. You're going to continue to function in that negativity. And you can be the most positive person, but there are going to be some things that just kind of stifle you and keep you from moving forward because everything has a negative connotation to it. So it's really
stagnate your growth.
Yeah, it's going to stagnate your growth, and it's important to, not have a mindset of negativity. So you have to change your mind first. You have to think positive, regardless of what the situation is. It's like moving forward to think in a positive manner. So, yeah, I can give a whole lot of my testimony on, why that's so important because so many experiences in my life have been negative, and I still experience negative experiences, but it's how you handle the negative experience. It's not that negative experiences aren't going to happen. It's how you handle them. And I thank God because, me learning how to handle negative experiences helped a lot with impulsivity because, you know, I thank God for deliverance because I used to be a person that would just fly off the handle. I couldn't cope with certain things. I had so much trauma. You know, I couldn't cope with certain things. I always felt like there was an attack. I always felt like that you were going to do me wrong. You know, so those negative experiences made me deal with things in a very negative way. So it just became a deeper and deeper issue. And if I hadn't dealt with it and hadn't learned how to handle certain things, it would have just gotten worse and worse and worse for me in relationships. You know, raising my own children. You know, if you don't heal from some of these past negative experiences or past abuse or overcome some of these things, you are going to take that into how you raise your children. And then they're going to take it into how they raise their children. And that's where that spiritual warfare comes in Deputy for Christ, because spiritual warfare teaches us how to speak against the generational curses that are created way back when, that we continue to entertain and dance with in our lives because we don't face that we have some things to overcome. You know, how we're raised is important in overcoming negative experiences. You know, what environments we were raised in. It's important to kind of sit down and take a look at how you were raised. What happened when you were in your childhood to make you sit down and see, hey, I need to work on that. That was a negative experience. And now that negative experience shows me that I handle people this way or that way. I deal with people this way or that way, and it's not good. You know, when you start realizing you can't maintain relationships, you got to take a look at yourself. Negative experiences require some self-evaluation.
Absolutely,
so,
absolutely, because there is a common denominator, and that's you.
You have,
or the person.
You have to self-evaluate. You have to do the work and heal from those things and understand why those negative experiences impact you the way they do. And then you change, and then you shift, and then you see what you need to do better, and then you consistently do it. So that's an important piece for me.
Absolutely. Well said, well said. Certainly, listeners, those were just some excerpts. There's plenty more sections in the book. So tell them again how they can pick up a copy and also how they can connect with you on social media.
You can get the book on Amazon, the Kindle version, and the paperback. You can buy it at Barnes & Noble and other bookstores. It was released in bookstores as well. I'm available for workshops, conferences, book clubs, things like that. And you can get in touch with me through Tanyha Boyd, my PR agent / publicist. She's awesome at Rock Your Book. So you can get in touch with her either at faithinorder@yahoo.com or www.latboyd.com/rockyourbook. I am on Facebook. I am on LinkedIn. And I entertain Twitter just for a little bit. So I am up there. I'm not sure how to use it. I don't use it as much. But Facebook, I'm on Instagram. Instagram is Moni30. Instagram is Moni75. Facebook is Moni32. And I'm also on LinkedIn. And you can also email me at lmem-llc@outlook.com.
All right, and we certainly got to give a shout-out to friends of the show and sponsors of the show, author Tanyha Boyd, #RockYourBook. Listen,
yes.
She's been blowing up Facebook. She's been blowing up Facebook. She said negative experience, if you don't overcome it, it will govern your life and function in a place of negativity. Oh, my goodness, you really have to get a handle on negative experiences. And she said a whole bunch more. Be in the position to hear the voice of God. She just did a great recap. So thank you so much, author Tanyha Boyd, latboyd.com. Check her out, and you're going to hear her commercial in just a few minutes. So it has been just great to have you on the show and to feature you, and we just want to thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me. I truly, truly appreciate it.
All right. Much continued success to you. All right. All right. Oh, yes. All right, listeners, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to be back with our second segment featuring David E. Lucas, author, minister, motivational speaker, and you know what? He did all of this before the age of 18. You got to hear all about it. So stick around. Don't you move. We'll be right back after these quick commercial breaks. We'll be right back.
It's the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Charvette will be back after this.
Spiritual Food for Thought, 31 inspirational quotes to jumpstart your day by Tanyha Boyd, consists of inspirational messages that offer daily words of empowerment, promote spiritual growth and development in the Lord Jesus Christ for your day-to-day living. Spiritual Food for Thought, 31 inspirational quotes to jumpstart your day. Available now on Kindle, ebook, and paperback. Log on to www.latboyd.com.
Introducing contemporary gospel artist Diani with the new hit debut single titled The Blood on Remir Records.
Though they slay me, crucify me, I have been washed in the blood I'm reading.
Purchase Diani's new hit single on iTunes, Amazon in February. Once again, be sure to check out contemporary gospel artist Diani with the new hit debut single titled The Blood on Remir Records. Follow Diani on Twitter, Facebook by going online to DianiMusic.com. That's spelled DeoniMusic.com. That's DianiMusic.com.
IndustryBuzzWith3Zs.com. Join in today on the movement to bring integrity back to media. With one click of a button, you can disseminate your information right from Industry Buzz to all your favorite social sites like Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, and to your email contact. Maximize your vision today. Plus, get the latest news, entertainment, and media. Need fashion or makeup tips? Looking for a job? Connect with us today. Want to connect with other business visionaries? Connect with us today. This site is for everyone, from teens to music lovers, from businessmen and women, industry professionals, and performers. As a member of Industry Buzz with 3Z, you'll gain help promoting your vision. Industry Buzz with 3Zs will expose, expand, and keep your fan base up to date with all your happenings. Members also receive free or discounted perks from various sponsored companies. So join the social network, expand, and stabilize your business. Connect with like-minded individuals. Need an artist to minister at your upcoming event? Look on Industry Buzz. Have a voice and submit your article to our e-magazine. Industry Buzz with 3Zs is the place to globalize your vision. Establish it today. Be heard. It's all on IndustryBuzzWith3Zs.com.
Are you starting a new business, releasing a CD, writing a new book? Consider Mitchell Productions for your web design services. Visit www.mitchell-productions.com for portfolio samples, specials, and package prices. Remember, a website is not a luxury item. It's a necessity. Check out mitchell-productions.com or find them at facebook.com/Mitchell Productions.
She's here to motivate, excite, and influence you. She's Charvette Mitchell. Charvette Mitchell. It's the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show with in-depth interviews from today's leading authors, gospel artists, stars that you want to know about. And now, Charvette Mitchell.
Welcome back. I'm so glad to have you all hanging out with us here on the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. And listen, so I have to give you all some scoop. I have to let you in on a few things that's going on in my world, because I know you would be saying, hey, Charvette, I see you on Facebook and you haven't told us about some of the great things that are coming up. So first of all, I got to let you know, December 10th, Saturday, December 10th, right here in the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, at the Hyatt House Hotel. It's at Short Pump Town Center Mall. And it is my first hashtag pop-up workshop, hashtag coaching with Vet pop-up workshop for female entrepreneurs or females that want to be. We would love to have you in attendance from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. on that Saturday. So what you want to do right now is pull out your phone and put that date in your phone. If you can get here by Trailway and train and all that. Who sings that, Gladys Knight? I think that's Gladys Knight. Just get here. And I'm telling you what, I have panelists. I have speakers. I have people coming from New York. I have people coming from Charlotte, North Carolina. I have people coming from Maryland. I have speakers from across the city of Richmond, and it's going to be awesome. And this is for the female entrepreneur who wants to accelerate the exposure of her business. She wants to find out information about establishing her platform and growing her platform and online streaming and DIY tips for graphics and just those things that will help promote your business. So go to heygirlhey.biz, heygirlhey.biz, and you can register, find out all of the information, read the bios of our speakers, reserve your hotel room, and all that good stuff. So I want to let you know about that. And then I also want to let you know, if you are following me on Facebook, you've probably seen I've put out a couple posts about my upcoming Facebook for Entrepreneurs group coaching program. I'm so excited about it. Last time we did it, it was just really effective for all of those that participated. So if you're saying, you know what, I know there's power in Facebook. I'm seeing people use Facebook, and they're getting clients, and they're selling more products and all that, but I'm kind of lost, like I don't know what to do, or I feel overwhelmed, or I feel like it takes a lot of time. I want you to join me. Join Charvette.com. Join Charvette.com. Facebook for Entrepreneurs. It's a 4-week group coaching program. It's going to be every Thursday in October, and we're going to be starting the first Thursday in October, which is October 6th. So every Thursday in October from 8 p.m. Eastern to 9:15 p.m. Eastern, so an hour and 15 minutes for 4 weeks straight. So that's a total of 5 hours with me. I'm going to be giving you tools, strategies, tips of how to post, what to post, time-saving strategies so you don't feel like you have to do all of this stuff. How do I pre-schedule posts? And you walk away with a 30-day Facebook client attraction plan. You walk away with something concrete so you will know what to do for 30 days on Facebook, and it is mapped out for you. And we work through all of that. So join Charvette.com is where you can register for that. We start the first Thursday in October, which is October 6th, and they both events have registration fees, but both registration options have partial payment options if you need that. If you need to break it up and say, Charvette, I need a little help, and just can you break it up for me? I have some options to break it up for you. So join Charvette.com for Facebook for Entrepreneurs. That's males, females, anybody, everybody. And then the ladies, we want you to join us certainly December 10th. Hashtag Coaching with Vet. That's my hashtag. I'm Vet. That's my nickname. Hashtag Coaching with Vet. Pop-up workshop from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Here in Richmond, Virginia. And I'm really excited. And you'll see a flyer with all of the details of all of that. So join us. All right, so let's move to a music segment. We're going to go to Agree by James Johnson. James Johnson is a Stellar Award-winning songwriter. He's here in the city of Richmond. We borrowed him from Baltimore, Maryland. He's from Maryland. But this song called Agree is sweeping the airwaves, and we want you to hear. Here we go.
I don't know what you're going through, and I don't know what you're facing. I just want to agree with you that everything is going to be all right.
If there were a time that I needed you, the time would be now. Show me what to do. For I'm not by myself. We all need your help. Our need is critical. So we agree on the miracle. If there were a time that I needed you, oh God. Show me what to do. I'm not by myself. tide would, oh God, show me what to do. I'm not, no, I'm not, no, we all need Him. Our need is critical. Don't we agree? Oh, we're agreeing on the miracles. In faith and believe, I'll speak the word. Oh, we agree that I'm gonna stand in faith and believe. Oh, I'll speak the word. We agree. Promise me, Lord, I'm standing. No matter what the doctor says, no matter what the lawyer says, for all things still work together. Yeah. On your promise we agree. On your healing, God, we agree. On your word, we agree. By faith, we agree. For every weapon formed against us, no, it will never prosper. Oh, come what may, oh, we agree. That's why I'm standing with my brother. Right now, I'm gonna pray for my sister. Yeah, on your promise, Jesus. On your word, we declare, agree.
We agree by James Johnson. Pick it up, check it out, hashtag agree, check it out. But listen, I am so excited. I have a surprise for you guys. I'm going to be bringing it up to the mic. She's been hanging out in the virtual green room, and I'm going to be bringing her up to the mic. Right now, we are really excited to have joining us. I know this is just like a surprise for you guys. We have Tanyha Boyd. Tanyha Boyd is joining us. She's an empowerment coach. She's a missionary. She's the founder of #Rock Your Book. She's a 4-time international best-selling author. She's a radio show host herself, a social media strategist, and a marketing book coach. Yes, I know you're like, oh, my God, I'm tired just saying all that. I'm bringing her up to the mic right now, and she is coming live with us. Hello, Tanyha Boyd. Welcome to the show.
Well, hello. Hey, girl. Hey. How are you?
Hey, girl.
Thank you so much.
Listen, you know what? When I have guests hanging out in the studio, in the virtual studio, I just bring them up to the mic. That's how we do it over here. But listen, you are one of our speakers for the pop-up workshop, #Coaching with Yvette pop-up workshop, and you're going to be talking about online marketing, but in particular, we're going to be talking about live streaming. And so those that are listening who are, maybe authors, maybe there's some other kind of business or ministry even. I don't want to leave that off the table. Ministry that needs, to get more attention and exposure on their ministry or their business. How important is live streaming?
Absolutely, and thank you so much for the opportunity. We are super excited about December 10th. It's going to go down, so I would like to encourage all of your listeners to go ahead and register and be part of this. And like you said, I will be discussing the power of live streaming. You can leverage, as you said, your business, your ministry with the power of live streaming. And so why not use what you have in your hands? I coach this all the time about maximizing and optimizing your reach with the simple tool of a phone, whether it's an iPhone or a Droid. Now, most of you know I'm a Droid lover, but okay, iPhone's out there.
Team iPhone over here, Team iPhone.
Hello,
but we love you, Droid. We love you, too.
We love you, Droid. We love the Droids. We love the
there is so much power in live streaming. And when this came, I used to be behind the scenes, but God has put me in front of the camera. You said I'm a talk show host, so I'm usually behind the mic. Now I'm in front of the camera, and I'm coaching my clients and just giving some good tools and nuggets on how to really, and we're talking about this week on how to really rock your brand out there, how to establish the footprint of your brand, and brand message. How are you bringing about brand awareness? And so that's our running coaching thing that we're doing right now. And one of the ways and tools that we can do that is through live streaming, bringing about brand awareness, bringing about brand knowledge. And since I began the process of doing live streaming, there was many platforms in doing that. Periscope, you can do live streaming. There was Blab, it's no longer. Facebook Live, of which I love that particular platform, it has really been a great way for me to make an emotional connection with my community, with my potential readers of my books, with my potential clients out there. And again, we're making an online presence. We need a footprint out there. We need to be able to build our brand. We need consistency as we're building our brand. Again, this is what I'm coaching this week. Commitment. We need to be committed in the process. And since I began it, my business has increased tremendously. Why? Because people are making an emotional connection to hashtag Rock Your Book and the founder, me, Tanyha Boyd, out there and seeing who's behind the brand. They want to see who's behind the brand. You're the brand image. You represent the brand. So I'm super excited about what's going to go down on December 10th for Hey Girl, Hey Coaching with Vet pop-up workshop. You guys need to register now.
Yes. And you know what? The reason, listeners, why video and live streaming is live video. But the reason why video is so important and why it works is that it helps people to establish rapport with you quicker. It's the quickest way to establish rapport. So video is the quickest way. Then you'll have pictures, and then you have maybe just things you post that are text. And so people have to kind of pick up your cues. But with video, it's you. They see your body language. They pick up your vibe, and so it's the easiest way to establish rapport. And then here's the other thing, Latanya, is that Facebook is definitely embracing and growing their video. So some of you may have seen, like even in the Messenger now, it says, hey, instead of typing back, a message to this person, you can hit and do a quick little private video and send it to that person. So Facebook video is not going anywhere, right?
No, it's not. It's on the rise. It is on the rise. You want to, I tell people, you don't want to get ready, you want to be ready, because opportunity is there for you. And so all you have to do is use your phone, test it out. The other great thing you're talking about, Charvette, is the fact that even in comments, you're able to leave a video comment response back. This is something. So if you see someone posting on and it resonated with you, you can respond through video. Hello, somebody.
Hello, somebody. Are you picking up what we put down?
Are you picking up what I'm putting down? That's right. So yes, live streaming is here to stay.
And this applies for churches, ministries. I mean, there are so many ministries I'm seeing now that are doing like a snippet, maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, if not longer, of live streaming of their service. So think about 5 years ago. Think about 10 years ago. The only way you could be really broadcasting a church service, you had to pay for a whole lot of airtime on a local TV station to have that type of exposure. And now, at our fingertips with our Androids or with our iPhones, you are able to broadcast ministry, nonprofit, business. Like, this helps everybody. It cuts out the middleman.
Yes. And here's another thing about it. You are the producer. You're the writer. You're the producer. This is your live broadcast. You are in your studio, and this is your broadcast. You can download it, upload it to YouTube, and there you go, right there. So this is your broadcast. You own it. And so I'm going to be teaching some effective tools on how to do live streaming. What do you need in order to begin live streaming? I want to encourage your listeners to go ahead and connect with me. I love to get social. I'm right there on Facebook. Look me up under author Tanyha Boyd, or come to my website, latboyd.com. That's latboyd.com.
All right, and of course I'll tag. Now, Latanyha, what do you say to people who are saying, my hair is not done, or I don't want to be in front of the camera, and all of those things that people say? What do you say or recommend to someone that's saying
that? You know what? Absolutely. Anytime we're doing something new, a guy saying, "Come on out the boat," we get nervous, and the number one thing I get from my clients, and as I'm coaching, is fear. Fear will block your blessing. It is faith that is the antidote to fear. I say you can do practice runs on your phone. Hello, somebody. It's a tool. You can do a video run, just broadcast and see how you look on video. Listen, I know we tend to criticize ourselves. We're our worst critics. But, you just want to get the foundation to step out the boat. I am so proud of my clients who have taken that step of faith and that leap of faith and just put themselves out there. And so once they've done that, now they're doing conferences, they're getting speaking engagements. Why? Because they did that live streaming. They were able to broadcast their message across the globe. This is worldwide, that your message can go worldwide. I tell them about your books. Your books travel where you're unable to go. The same with live streaming. We have celebrities who are doing live streaming. Why? Because they know where their target audience is. They know how they can build their platform. They made an emotional connection with their audience. Honey, you want to pick up a live stream. You want to do your phone. You want to use your phone and maximize your reach for your ministry, for your business. You want to be able to live stream. Now, I'm going to be coaching on, and I coach this on, you are your brand image. So there is a way that we need to, and I'm going to use what you say, Charlotte. If you need to paint the barn, ladies, paint the barn. Okay, just paint the barn.
Yes.
Don't come out there looking cray-cray, because you are the brand. You're the brand, and people eat with their eyes. So the minute they look at you, like, I don't think so. Honey, work your brand. You have to work your brand. So you need to work the brand, honey. Don't let it work you. You work the brand, and that's what's going to. And be yourself. Be yourself.
Yeah.
When you guys see me on live stream, that's me all day. That's just the way I am. And so be yourself, because people resonate with that. You want to be authentic, and people can pick that up through live streaming. If people will be able to pick that up.
They will pick it up. They will pick it up.
Yes, they won't put it down, but they'll pick it up. Yes, practice on your phone, on the video, and listen to the replay. And it comes with time. I'm telling you guys, but you got to step out the boat. Don't be such a, you criticize yourself like, oh, honey, I didn't like the way I look. You got to step out the boat. And then every time you do it, you'll get better. There's a way to do the outro, the intro, the middle. How do you master that? That takes time, but I do coaching on that. Log onto the website of latboyd.com, and I can coach you through the process.
There you have it. And you know what? The camera doesn't have to be on you. So if you're listening and you're saying, man, I wanted to try some video, and you have many opportunities now. So I said live streaming, which is, apps like Periscope and then Facebook, but YouTube now has a live streaming feature that they are launching officially. And now Instagram has it's not a live stream, but it's still a video type feature similar to Snapchat for those that are on Snapchat. So but you don't have to be in the video. You don't actually, your voice could just be heard, right?
Yes, absolutely. Just your voice, especially on Instagram, it's just a snippet. Show what you need to show. If you're working on a project, give them the inside scoop of the inside project and show them that, and have your voice. What you're getting out there, your brand, we're bringing about brand awareness, is being heard. You want to make a connection in that regard and using these tools and these different platforms. to maximize and optimize your reach. Listen, this is what I told you. Leads plus leads can equal to what? Conversion. It's valuable content that you're delivering out there, and that's what people are going to gravitate to, that valuable content.
That's right. Valuable, what they find valuable, and don't get too caught up and hung up on all of the other stuff that you may feel like it's not, whatever. Because I'm telling you, with the live streaming, you see a lot of stuff. You just see kind of average, everyday people. So you will see that. So we encourage you to put some video, live streaming, or just video. If you say live streaming is a little too, that's a little too far of a step for me, pick up your phone. Just as we've been saying, either of your phones, and go to the picture section, the place where you take a picture. You have the option to slide or select video, and you hit the button, and you hold the phone and record yourself, and you stop the button, and then you listen back to it. And if you're saying, okay, that's good, that was pretty good, then if you have Facebook or Instagram, the app loaded on your phone, and then it's very simple, then in the phone you just go to your Facebook or your Instagram app, and you are able to load the video in. So you have a lot of options. The main thing I want you to walk away with, and what I've been saying since the beginning of the year, if not last year, I think I wrote that blog post, video is your new secret weapon. Video is your new secret weapon, so you want to be using it. Now, do you think Periscope, because Facebook got into the game, because Facebook only got into the live streaming game after they saw how well Periscope blew up in a year's time, do you think Periscope will survive since now Facebook is playing in the same sandbox?
I think they have a strong competition ahead of them. I see that Periscope is still going strong. They have lost some viewers and some people who participate because they're more so on Facebook now. But I think they just have a strong competition. But I think they're going to be still in the game. They're still in the game because they're one of the founders. They started this thing of live streaming and broadcasting and making that connection. So I think they're going to be here for a little while.
All right, that's our prediction. Ladies and gentlemen, with Periscope, I the same way feel like it will still be around. It seems like there's a different culture. Well, the one thing that I do really like about Periscope is that if I do a live stream from Periscope, I get in front of people that I'm not connected to. So it's a new audience versus Facebook. It's a great way to get in front of people who at least have clicked, add you as friends. So there's some connection already, whereas Periscope, someone may not know anything at all about you, but someone retweeted, that you were on, and they jumped in because they liked the topic or the content, and then now you have a new follower or a new connection or, better yet, new customer. So I literally did a Periscope in a group called Black Biz Scope, hashtag Black Biz Scope, where you basically get in with them, and they'll send their followers over to your Periscope, and they kind of on every Friday, if you go to Periscope, there's hashtag Black Biz Scope, and literally a 30-minute scope. Someone watched my scope. She went to my website from the Periscope. I did the Periscope talking about my web design business. She went to my website. She scheduled a consultation from my website. I didn't even talk to her. She scheduled it through my website. We met, and she's like, well, how do I pay? Did not know her, had no other connection. We were not connected on Facebook, on Twitter. We weren't connected anywhere. She didn't know anybody that I know. I'm in Virginia. She is in Baton Rouge. Only because of literally that happened, in the last 2 months, within the last 2 months. So that's how it can be powerful. But I believe the live streaming element in particular is because she had that video to feel a certain comfort level to say, this is somebody I want to do my website. So that's how it works out.
That's good. You see how effective that is? To leverage your platform and your brand and tying it in to the other brand, and they give you a certain amount of time to go ahead and pitch what you have to say, and look at that, it led to a conversion. That is so powerful. That's awesome sauce.
Yeah, and I wasn't on there like saying, hire me. I was on there giving like here are 5 things you need to do if you're looking to have a website. Here's my 5 recommendations of things to get in order. So I was giving information, and then of course just had the opportunity to plug how to connect with me. So anyway, that's how you think about it. Well, listen, our time is up. Thank you for, listen, if you hanging out in the virtual green room, and I know you're here, I just pull you up to the mic. Thank you so much for joining us. Tanyha, one more time, tell listeners how they can connect with you online.
Absolutely. I thank you again. I'm so glad I was in the virtual green room. My name is Tanyha Boyd. I am your marketing coach and social media specialist. I can be reached at latboyd.com. I love to get social right there on Facebook under author Tanyha Boyd.
Yes, thank you. All right, it is a wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, check me out at charvette.com. Certainly follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/charvette, facebook.com/charvette, and my Facebook group, #coachingwithvet. We are going to see you guys next week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you have been listening to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Connect with her at charvette.com. And until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. The Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Signing off.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
Every day, there are so many missed business opportunities.
Sorry, left that file on my work computer.
So many barriers to working together.
Sorry, can't access that file on my phone.
But today, Microsoft Office 365 offers lots of new features to help you be productive anywhere. Like editing office files on phones and tablets, easy one-click video conferencing, a free terabyte of secured cloud storage.
Sorry, wait, really? Wow, that's awesome.
Go to tryofficenow.com to start your free 30-day business trial of Office 365. That's tryofficenow.com.